Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm very excited again today in every video that I do, obviously. As you know, I always like help educating the citizens of Warren, Massachusetts. So today I'm actually going to try and do a quick video today. So I'm just going to discuss one email between myself and Warren Town Council, which is Copeland and Page. And that was between Tim Zezin and Jeffrey Blake, which are basically the two primary town attorneys that the Warren Board of Selectmen use. So this is an email dated February 13, 2019. It was a Wednesday at 5:29 p.m. So if you want to do a public records request, right here, Wednesday, February 13th is the day and the time, and as you can see, the to section has Town Council. It also has the Warren Board of Selectmen's office in there, which is Dario Nardi, John Nason. I did not send this to Marc Richard because this is actually partially about Marc Richard, and it's also about sexual misconduct of Warren police officers. So I will go ahead and read this, and I'm just going to read this 6-page email. I have some other emails that are from the same email that will be in another video, so this will be part 1. So Wednesday, 2/13/2019, Board of Selectmen and KP Law PC. Town of Warren, 48 High Street, P.O. Box 609, Warren, Mass. 01083. Regarding updated details of brand new evidence, recent Warren Board of Selectmen executive sessions, and regarding disciplinary hearings for Warren Police Chief Bruce Bukowski, and also disciplinary hearings requested for the Warren Planning Board of bodily harm assault video of me being assaulted during a town meeting at Warren's personal financial expense. Dear Warren Town Council, Warren Selectmen Chairman Dario Nardi, and Warren Town Clerk John Nason. And I also sent this to Town of Uxbridge Police Department and the Selectmen's office, and I also emailed it to, carbon copied, was several employees within the open meeting law government, as well as the Attorney General's Office Criminal Bureau. Okay, I'm just going to zip right through this and read this quick. So history timeline, December 2018 to January of 2019, Warren Board of Selectmen conducted executive sessions for disciplinary reasons, including in discussing possibly not to renew the police chief, which was Bruce Bukowski at the time, so his employment would end on 6/30/2019. On Thursday, 12/27/2018, the Warren Board of Selectmen wrote him a letter based upon the board's executive session vote from the night prior, which was Wednesday, 12/26/2018. They mailed a certified notification to him. Warren Board of Selectmen has not yet released the executive session meeting minutes as of yet. Monday, 12/10/2018. While in the Selectmen's office, then Chairman Marc Richard assaulted me in front of other Warren Town employees. I phone called Warren Dispatch, which is Rutland Regional Emergency Communications Center, to report me as the victim of an assault. I called them 3 times that day and reported that Chairman Marc Richard as the suspect, a town employee. In lieu of Warren Police falsifying records again on me, my attorney advised me to go directly to the East Brookfield Court and file criminal charges against Marc Richard, which I did. 20 minutes later, while I was still in the East Brookfield District Court, I was asked to leave, otherwise I would be arrested by a court employee. He said that Clerk Magistrate Elizabeth Munsell ordered him to come over and start harassing me, which he also admitted that she terminated my just filed application for criminal complaint against town employee Marc W. Richard. Tuesday, 12/11/18, I went back to East Brookfield Court to file a totally separate batch of applications for criminal complaints against separate parties, and the clerk secretary supervisor admitted to me that Chief Spakowski had already called them prior to me arriving, and that was the day the day before after driving straight from the Warren Selectmen's office after I was assaulted and going straight there. So the two clerk magistrates were already ordered by your town employee, identified as Bruce Spakowski, to stop and interject and interfere in any criminal charges that were filed by myself, Michael Burrill, being filed in any filings against Chairman Marc Richard. This motive to tamper with state employees and the due process of following court policies and procedures, and to honor the law to get a required show cause hearing did not happen. My application for criminal complaint against Marc Richard was shut off less than 20 minutes after it was stamped filed by the clerk staff at East Brookfield Court. The separate applications for criminal complaints I filed on December 11, 2018 were also shut off. They only mailed me the denial letters after I complained and went there several times after they failed to notify me of any status. But these also had been shut off the same day they were filed by the same people and state employees at East Brookfield District Court. This, quote, assault and battery, threatening to commit a crime of murder against me, Mike Burrill, and falsify police reports to police officers, end quote, all dating of crimes that happened on 9/18/2017. The town of Warren Selectmen were told about this and did nothing to protect me, Michael Burrill. But the person to blame is Board of Selectmen Chair Marc W. Richard, because he verbally agreed to fire Chief Spakowski back in November of 2017 and snitched the town's evidence that we handed him about Chief Spakowski to get himself out of trouble. Mike Burrill exposes Warren town employees also contaminated soil in the federal and state watershed protection district. Please review the Warren Planning Board public meeting on 9/18/2017 Part 1, and there's a link of the YouTube video. Next item is Warren Planning Board public meeting 9/18/17 Part 2, bodily harm or assault on Mike Burrill and Charlene Farris, a resident of Warren. And it refers to a YouTube link for part number 2. P.S. The Warren police report was filed by several police officers, including the chief himself. And the police report does not reflect any assault ever taking place. Now that you have the evidence against your own town, now that the town actually provided me your own records. Nor does it outline that I was a victim of an assault, which Mark was the suspect to. Moving on to today, meaning February of 2019 when this email was sent. Some select Warren town employees wish to provide me additional evidence that is helpful to be used against the town of Warren, and one of the many items I got was the following. During 2013-2016, current Warren police officer Sgt LaFlower, the one in which the Town of Uxbridge Police Department, through former Uxbridge Police Chief Jeffrey A. Laurie and Uxbridge Police Officer Morissette, which was the town's grant writer at the time, wrote the Town of Warren's grant application for the Town of Warren to get your canine dog. It is the alleged factual conclusion of the newest evidence of both towns colluded together. I knew all along, predating my criminal harassment prevention order from Warren and Uxbridge police employees, that Warren Officer Sgt LaFlower had been taking selfies of himself on and off duty, and those contained semi-nudity and full nudity. Just a few weeks ago, a Warren employee was able to confirm my theory, as I had been shown some of the pictures from the town's computer, but didn't have the actual images. Now I do. Here is an alleged statement of facts affidavit provided to me, cut and paste from other Warren employees. Joey was working as a dispatcher, possibly circa 2008, and working part-time when his father, because he was in charge of the day-to-day operations of the police department. They would actually not call him acting chief. There was another officer named Colby Tatula, T-Y-T-U-L-A, who also got fired for having inappropriate sexual relationships while on duty with women on Smith Road. Allegedly, there is a video of Joey that was turned over to his father during this time frame that then Sergeant Joseph LaFlower. Colby Tatula got fired. Joey then got sent to the full-time police academy, paid for allegedly by the town. He was subsequently made full-time by Bruce Spakowski shortly after he got hired. His father made an opening for him in collusion with Bruce. In 2010, Joey was in the back of his cruiser at Cummings Pond with two young girls, both under the age of 18, which were minors. I know there is a picture of this, as it was hand-delivered directly to Bruce at our police station, in presence of other police officers. It was then also posted on Facebook and was publicly viewable by only and or partially only friends that could see it. Around 2014, Joey Jr. was out of control in our police department. The chief lost his motivation, and his father was covering everything up, all wrongdoing, criminal and civil problems, including his current obsession with taking naked selfie pictures in the police station and in the town's cruiser and uniformed, and also at times off-duty on his own personal time. A girl under age 21, possibly within the 18 to 19 range, left a party at Joey Jr.'s house in Brookfield, intoxicated, and crashed her personal car into a telephone pole. This was actually investigated by the Brookfield Police Department. At the same time, the Warren Police Department received 50 to 60 actual complaints had come in regarding Joey and his unsolicited sending penis pictures to females that he had met during Warren police traffic stops, also including to a dispatcher daughter and a girl allegedly named Kayla Savicki, Savicki, who actually met with Chief Spakowski at our Warren police station. The dispatcher also did too, and all Bruce did was sweep it all under the rug, covering it up out of view of Warren citizens in its residence. He did call Joey into his office, and nothing was ever done about it between Sgt LaFlower, Joey Jr., and Bruce. All around this time, he had also, meaning Joey Jr., had also arrested Barry Bennett, who lived on North Street, and then Joey immediately started dating Barry's girlfriend, allegedly named Kayla Snow. While Barry was sent to jail by Warren police, and Joey, who filed the criminal charges, or was involved in the case, and that the town had also filed against him. Joey's current wife, Sgt LaFlower, was recently caught by Warren police officers and the chief and Bruce. Her Glock allegedly a Glock. Now I was recently told after this email was sent it was possibly a Smith & Wesson. But anyhow, it was confirmed as a semi-automatic pistol on school property, and it was during her coaching job as cheerleader in either 2017 or 2018. A parent of a school child reported this to Superintendent Brett, who then notified Bruce, the chief, and all of them together swept it under the rug just back in this past approximately to October to December of 2018. And that is the affidavit from a Warren police employee, not from Michael Barreau myself. And this was all included to town council and the selectmen. In November of 2018, my attorney and I requested to be on a Warren Board of Selectmen meeting agenda, which Chairman Marc Richard denied. This was my believed to be sixth denial for a Board of Selectmen agenda request. The last agenda request was to testify in front of the selectmen and provide additional evidence to them to not renew the police chief, which was Bruce Bukowski at the time, before the December 31st, 2018 deadline. The agenda item before this was to also lodge formal complaints against the planning board as a whole in their falsification of town records regarding the gravel site inspection visits of contaminating the property next to the town's water supply that stems from the date of September 18, 2017. In which Bruce Bukowski knew the soil contamination was happening next to the Lewis Vigil gravel pit. I have this evidence and have had it all along, but I'm waiting for the selectmen to communicate to you, to get this evidence to you, meaning town council, before you complete any before you complete any disciplinary hearings or decisions on renewing Bruce Bukowski's contract. As of today, published on a website, warren-ma.info, are a few select semi-naked and social media pictures that were allegedly stored on town-owned computers in the police station, and were known that police officers knew that were there, and it was just apparently copied off less than 3 weeks ago, now in 2019. As you can see, Officer LaFlower's father, i.e. former Sgt Joseph LaFlower, and your current police chief Bukowski allegedly and knew for factually that Joey was using town assets and had issues of storing inappropriate personal files, which also included Warren police investigations against Joey, the picture of, quote, "Have you seen my puppy," end quote, photo, were all posted all around the town of Warren, allegedly on or around November 13, 2016. In short, my point to town council is Warren Police Department management, which is the chief, and the Sgt Joseph LaFlower, which is the suspect's Joey's father, covered up this incident out of view of the Board of Selectmen members, out of view of you, Warren Town Council, and it was also a cover-up of the alleged crimes out of view of the citizen and the residents and voters of the town of Warren. Just the Warren Police Department contamination of the soil in the Lewis Vigil gravel pit started all the way back in 2012 and just sort of stopped in June of 2018. So the town has been extremely grossly negligent in failing to stop any further contamination going now back 6 years. I will supply this evidence upon email to you, Town Council, upon request, or at an executive session for disciplinary hearings against all the police officers for contaminating the soil, including Bruce. It would also be too much to send and supply here in attachments. And again, I keep stressing the suspects keep running away from the town, parentheses, former Board of Select Chair Marc Richard is currently out on medical leave after he called in sick 3 days in advance to the Board of Selectmen meeting that had my open meeting law complaint on your agenda I attended. Now that the Board of Selectmen claims he is now gone for good and permanently. I told the two current selectmen that, and this is my personal statement, which is Dario Nardi and John Nason, going back to the email, that Marc Richard has been a suspect in known criminal collusion with Bruce Bukowski, the chief, covering up his dirty deeds, including the Uxbridge Police Department and Warren Police Department harassment towards me stemming from former Uxbridge Police Jeffrey A. Laurie, getting Warren Police Department, the two LaFlowers, and Bruce, the Warren Police current canine dog that exists as of today, in exchange for revoking and taking away of Mike Burrell's personal gun permit as retaliation towards me was the agreement between the two towns. Next is Uxbridge District Court Firearms Appeal Lawsuit. Michael Burrell suing the Uxbridge Police Department and Jeffrey A. Laurie, Chief of Police, personally and individually. Michael Burrell versus the town, and the court date was January 1, 2018. YouTube video. It's 1 hour and 11 minutes long, audio only. And this is Uxbridge Police town employee Jeffrey A. Laurie in criminal collusion with Bruce Bukowski in its Warren Police Department, lying under oath, and now I have the proof. And there's a YouTube link to that Uxbridge District Court evidence against the Uxbridge Police Chief, former Uxbridge Police Chief, Chief Laurie, and evidence against the Bruce Bukowski and evidence against the Warren Police Department for lying under oath to the judge and the Uxbridge Court personnel. I testified under oath, and my attorney at the time, live the hearing without Warren public records, and that would we withheld Warren public records that would actually execute Police Chief Laurie and Chief Bukowski. In fact, that they did commit criminal collusion between the both of them together. I further testified under oath that I feared for my life, and it's on record, both in Uxbridge District Court, that included previous and current death threats from a website that was actually purchased and paid for and owned and run and operated by Warren town officials and employees. Former but then selectman named James A. Gagner Jr., former but then Warren Police Detective Mark J. Chase, and current Police Chief, Warren Police Chief Bruce D. Bukowski, from circa March 2015 to 2017. Mark Chase is referenced on warren-ma.info website. The town of Warren retired him only because he was a known liability to the town of Warren in its own records that implicated him and the chief, Bruce Bukowski, on the 2015 death threats towards me from Warren Police Department and state employees of the Mass State Police Detective Unit. I have not been introduced to the new Uxbridge Police Chief as of yet. My new attorney is working on setting up a meeting to provide Warren's public records to the Uxbridge Police Department. I'm sick of the Warren town and its police cover-ups and using me as a punching bag, and Warren Selectman James Gagner doing nothing for 3 years while he was in office of my complaints, and now Warren Selectman Marc Richard doing nothing for 1 year while he sat on the Board of Selectmen's office. I'm carbon copying Town of Uxbridge officials as well, so everyone will be on the same page as far as evidence and sharing of information. I previously informed Uxbridge Town Manager Angeline Ellison, Uxbridge Selectmen, that the Town of Uxbridge should sue the Town of Warren for millions of dollars because Uxbridge actually became a criminal accomplice to Warren Police's criminal behavior. And I also told Warren Selectmen, including Warren Town Council, several times that they should sue the Town of Uxbridge and Chief Laurie personally and individually for their share, for their 50% of the criminal collusion against myself, Michael Burrill. I'm open to whomever wants to make the first plea deal with my attorney for a confidential financial settlement offer. Respectfully submitted, Michael J. Burrill, former resident but scared out of the town of Warren, back to a resident of Uxbridge. P.O. Box 542, Warren, Mass. 01083. Redacting, not saying my email address. Attachments included. Carbon copy, Town of Uxbridge Town Manager, comma, Town of Uxbridge Board of Selectmen, comma, Uxbridge Police Department. And there are attachments to this, which I'm going to review the attachments in part 2 of this, but it includes semi-naked pictures of Canine Officer Joey LaFlower and Have You Seen My Puppy pictures. It also includes posters that were put around town that the Warren Police Department took down of Joey's semi-naked pictures that were put around town by somebody who wanted the flowers gone from the Warren Police Department. And we also have a picture of Sergeant Joseph LaFlower in the police station flipping off the dispatchers, and then there's other complaints, which includes some other documents. And those will be in part 2 of this video. I will discuss and review the attachment. So that's all for now. Keeping this nice, short, and sweet, right to the point. Thanks for watching.